Hi folks, I just wanted to make a quick video to say hi and introduce myself. I'm Mrs. Matthias. I'll be your chemistry teacher this year. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Back to school night can be really fast and chaotic, so I wanted to put out the video so you can review the amount of information that you're going to hear on back to school night. So chemistry starts 8 o'clock in the morning. Um, so please arrive maybe 7:55, 8 at the latest to help set up. And we will see you the first day of class on September 7th if you're in my 2021 class. If you're in a future class, we'll see. Also, my 2021 class will be using ThinkWave for a gradebook. You've already been emailed information about how to set up your account. And in the future, ThinkWave may not be the gradebook of choice, but you will receive an email about setting up a gradebook, which you need to do before class. Let's take a look at all the documents you'll receive on back to school night, and I'll talk you through them because there's just a lot of information. Let's see. Let's start with the parent letter. Where's that? Is this the parent letter? Nope, it's not. Oh, here it is. It's the first tab, of course. Okay, so this is addressed to the parents, students. You should definitely read this as well. It tells you the textbook to purchase, first thing. I have copies to lend. I have plenty. If you don't have one, make sure you get one on back to school night or come over to my house and grab one. Your assignments for chemistry, that means the entire first chapter plus the sig fig stuff at the beginning of the book plus a lab report should be completed before the first day of class. So that's a good bit of work. So get started ahead of time. The letter says, get familiar with your calculator. Now, if you have a graphing calculator that you love, that's great. Any scientific calculator will work really well for chemistry. This is my favorite. Which way do I go? My favorite calculator is the TI 30XA. It's a scientific calculator, costs like 8 to 12 bucks. And it's really easy and intuitive for me to use. I know people have their preferences, so whatever calculator you love is great. You need a 1.5-inch binder. I suggest that parents photocopy all the review questions. So can you see, this is review questions. This is actually the physics notebook I made for my son for this year, but for chem it's the same. Review questions, practice problems, and extra practice problems for every chapter. I just make copies of all of that. I hole punch those and I put them in his binder. He can write on those review questions, practice problems, and extra practice problems then. And that makes everything work really smoothly for the year. I just do that ahead of time. So yeah, get your binder, photocopy all those questions so you have them. You'll need a few sheets of graph paper at various times, so just make sure you have those in your binder every week. I'm going to give you a lab packet on back to school night or on the first day of class if you miss that. If you forget your notebook with your review questions, practice problems, extra practice problems, and all your lab sheets, any week it will be really, really difficult. So please remember to put all those things in your binder and bring that every single week. So you'll have a packet just in case we go virtual or COVID has, causes a new crisis. We're going to have that lab packet. So you'll have that at home if we do have to have a virtual week, which I certainly hope we don't. So make sure you have your homework completed. So as far as grading goes, homework is the one thing that I don't accept late. So you need to have your homework done at the beginning of each class, and I'm going to come around and check that you did it. Your parents may let you check your homework with the answer key, or you may check it with my YouTube videos that go through step-by-step solutions. And I'll send out a link to my YouTube channel and you can check your homework that way if that's just easier for you. But you need to go over those homework questions yourself with the tools that you have. And we'll be doing other problem sets in class so you get extra practice that way. But I will check that you've done your homework. I'm assuming that you will grade your own homework and learn from your mistakes. Let's see, tests. So when you take a test, which you will take after the first week, chemistry has a test because you'll finish module 1 the first week and go home and take a test. Your parents will proctor that test. It is unlimited time. And then your parent is going to seal that into an envelope. You need to buy envelopes, seal your test in the envelope, and your parent will sign it with seal. You'll give me that sealed envelope when you turn in your test, and then I'll open that envelope and grade your test. You may always, as the parent letter says, you may always use pencil, paper, calculator, and the periodic table that I give you in your lab packet. I sign on the top OK for test on that periodic table, so you can use that on every test. The parent letter has my information. If you need to contact me, please feel free to contact me through email, through text, or I think at the end you'll have to send your final in the mail. So that has my address. It's right there. Set up your ThinkWave. All right, here's my grading policy. So you have 16 modules, so there'll be 16 tests. I drop your lowest test grade, so 15 of those tests will count for 45% of your grade. Every test can be corrected for half credit back. So if you get something wrong, it's marked wrong, you get that test back, you can correct those, turn it back in the next week and get half credit back. Labs are 30% of your grade. Some lab activities are just a worksheet or something like that. And then there are some formal lab reports. So depending on the lab help sheet and what it tells you to do, it'll be either just the worksheet or also sometimes a formal lab report. Every single week, whatever it is, a lab report or a worksheet, you're going to need to use that lab help sheet, which I'm going to show you in a minute. If your lab is not up to standard, I'll put a 50% in the grade book, even if like you deserved a 90, because I want you to make corrections. I want every lab to be 100%. So you're going to correct those labs as many times as it takes until you get 100. So that should be 30% of your total grade that you're getting a complete 100. But make sure that you just keep trying, keep correcting those. It gets way easier. You'll get used to the way to write lab reports as the year goes on. If you've had me in physical science, you'll already be pretty familiar with it. Homework needs to be done on time. I don't take late homework. I take late other things, but I don't take late homework at all. The final is 10% of your grade. That helps you get ready for college, where the final may be like half of your grade or more. And we will really review for that. So don't worry. That seems like a really huge thing, but you will be very prepared at the end of the year for the final. And then that's physics grading policy. Hopefully next year you can read that. Let's look at, okay, this lab 1.4, you should watch the video, fill this out before the first class so that you have some concept of what we do in the lab. There's just some tutorial that saves us time on the first week since we do a whole module the first week. Every other week we'll do half a module, so it will slow down a bit. The first week of chemistry is very fast paced, and this helps to keep it manageable. Okay, here are our rules. Every time we're doing a lab, you need to wear the lab goggles, which I provide for you. Don't take them off. Don't rub your eye when you have touched chemicals. Keep your goggles on the whole lab. It can get really uncomfortable when we're wearing masks as well, but you know, your eyes are important to us, so please be safe. Always wear closed-toed shoes in chemistry. Don't wear sandals or open-toed shoes. The first week you may. We're not using anything unsafe that first week, but I'm telling you after that, you need to wear closed shoes if you're in chemistry. Cotton fabrics or natural fibers are safer. If you happen to catch your shirt on fire or your pants, and they are polyester or some other synthetic fabric that melts instead of burns, and so that's really dangerous. So please don't set yourself on fire, and also wear natural fabrics if you can possibly. Chenille sweaters are the most flammable thing ever. And if you have a lot of hairspray, you need to pull that hair back, or even if you don't, pull your hair back if it's long so that you are safe when we're using fire in the lab. Don't eat in chemistry. right? We use chemicals that you shouldn't be eating, and you don't want to use those hands to eat. Wash your hands frequently. Don't contaminate the stock bottle. So if you're, say, pouring some vinegar out and then, oh, I got too much, don't pour it back into the big container. That contaminates everything, right? Have a waste beaker, to spill out the little bit that you got too much. Don't pour back into the big bottle. If you're using a powder, like let's say baking soda, you scoop some out, you get too much, don't put it back in the main container. That contaminates the whole thing. In college, that's a big deal because sometimes you're using more expensive chemicals. And don't do anything in the lab I didn't tell you to do. Don't try stuff out. Follow the directions carefully, please. We want to be safe and have a good time in chemistry and learn a lot. This document, the Intro to Chem, the rules, has the sections of the lab report. Every formal report needs to have these sections here: name, date, group members, a descriptive title, objective, materials, procedure. The video for Lab 1.4 goes over all these things, but refer back to this when you're writing your first few formal lab reports until you're really comfortable with this. So make sure you read through all the sections of the lab report. In science, we do not write the same way that we write in English. In English, you write in an active voice, like I picked up the paper, right? I weighed the beaker. That's active first person. Sometimes people, when they're trying to learn to write as a scientist, they'll change that to second person, weigh the beaker. Now, I might tell you to do that when I give lab directions. You weigh the beaker. That's second person. I'm telling you what to do. But when you're writing your lab report, you always use third person, past tense, passive voice. So the correct way, the beaker was weighed. And a good way to kind of tell if you're doing it right is as if by magic, right? In science, we don't want it to matter if I weighed the beaker or if you weighed the beaker or whoever did it, right? The person shouldn't change the result. So the beaker was weighed, kind of removes that human components and just indicates kind of in a more scientific way. The beaker is weighed, third person, past tense, passive voice. And these are just some tips for lab reports. If you move on to the next document in your packet, the chemistry lab help sheet, it will give you tips for every single lab report all year. So you want to consult that every time you're writing a lab report. So our first week, it gives you some tips for 1.4, which you're going to do before the first class. It gives you even more information about writing your first lab report that you may want to refer to throughout the year, as well as tips for future labs that you'll want to look at every week. And as you learn, writing lab reports will get easier for you. So you can see there's just information for every lab that we're going to do. And then this is your syllabus, the chemistry course assignment page. It tells you everything. I will not send a weekly email because you have everything you're supposed to do on the syllabus. If that syllabus changes, we'll all change our dates in our notebook. But hopefully we will not have to cancel class or have snow days or COVID days or anything like that. And this syllabus will tell you everything you need to do each week. Make sure that you've watched the SIG-FIG video and the Lab 1.4 video and filled out that Lab 1.4 sheet before the first class. You'll hear all this again on back to school night, but hopefully this will just give you a quick review because it's just so much information. Read through that packet carefully. You got most of these documents on email already. You'll get a hard copy on back to school night. But this was I just wanted to talk through it with you so you guys feel comfortable coming into the first day. I can't wait to meet you all. It's going to be a really fun year. Chemistry is just the best, and I can't wait to learn about it with you. So I will see you on back to school night.